So I've arrived in Jordan, and today I get to explore the wonders of Petra. It's just after 8 AM in the morning. Seems to be a pretty good time to be here. It's not too crowded just yet. I've just gone through the metal detectors. It's all good there. So now I'm just going to pop into the ticket office. Alright guys, so just some information about ticket pricing. The ticket I just purchased cost me 51 dinars, which is about $70 US. Now there are some rules around how long you're actually staying in the country. It does tend to have an impact on the price that you pay for the ticket. If you're just in Jordan for one day, crossing the border from say Israel to visit Petra and then head back to Israel that same day, it's going to cost you a little bit more than 51 dinars. We're just entering the circa now. So this is that narrow gorgeway that leads up to the Treasury. We're down in the circa now on our way to the Treasury. So if you're planning to visit Jordan to come down to Petra, the country does offer what's called the Jordan Pass, and you can actually get, if you do require a visa on arrival, you can pay, I think it's 70 Jordanian dinars, and you can get the visa fee and an entry ticket into Petra, which will actually save you a bit of money. The only condition attached to that is that you need to be in the country for a minimum of 3 nights. I'm only in the country for 2 nights, however, so unfortunately I'm ineligible for that. So the visa on arrival cost me 40 Jordanian dinars, coupled with the cost of the ticket. That was 90 dinars in total. I think the Jordan Pass is about 70 dinars, so it'll be a saving of 20 dinars. Walking through the circa, it's just extraordinary. The landforms are mind-blowing. You can see why they call it the Rose City. Interesting fact about Petra, it was actually lost to the Western world until the early 1800s. There's a pretty interesting story about the Swiss explorer Burckhardt, who is said to be the first European to rediscover Petra. So yeah, I recommend you just jump online and have a quick read of that. It's actually pretty fascinating, the way he infiltrated a Bedouin community. Coming up to the Treasury now, or Al Khazneh as they call it. Yeah, it's not too crowded, there's a few people here, but it's not all that bad at the moment. Just taking a break, having some tea. And from where I'm sitting, you can actually see bullet holes in the exterior of the Treasury building here. And from what I've been reading, the Bedouins actually thought that there was riches buried deep within the walls. So they've tried to shoot their way in to try and uncover the riches. Alright, so moving on from the Treasury, we're just walking down the path now and can continue our trek. Since I got there, probably just about at the right time. There's about a couple of hundred people up there now. It's pretty hard to get a good photo in. Check out these carvings behind me. Right, if you're going to come to Petra, I recommend you be wearing some decent hiking boots. There's a lot of rocks, a lot of sand. It's almost like I'm walking on the beach right now. So, as I was saying, the Swiss explorer Burckhardt, he actually studied for many years to pretend to be a Muslim so he could infiltrate the Bedouin tribes. And that was sort of the basis for his quest in searching for the lost city of Petra. Has now been credited with being the first modern European to lay eyes on it. Quite incredible. Some people are into the donkey rides, but myself, I'm not really into seeing animals put to work for the sake of tourism. I'll be walking today. Heading up the stairs to the monastery now. Not sure how difficult this is going to be, but it shouldn't be too bad. Right, we've got a few more stairs to go up yet, but we're getting there. Hard yakka. Hopefully over the worst of this climb. It's actually a pretty taxing hike. I mean, if you're pretty fit, you shouldn't have too many difficulties making it, but if you're like me, I've been on the road for a month now and it's just poor diet and copious amounts of alcohol, your fitness levels tend to deteriorate.
Morning, my friend.
Mahaba. Almost there, I think. Probably hiked all the way up here to see. Shit, careful, bro. So I've decided to head up to the viewpoint, and it's definitely worth it. It's just up there. I've still got a couple more minutes of climbing to go yet, but it's pretty interesting cave kind of thing here. And then the view overlooking the monastery is just fantastic. And then if you look down into that valley there, there's just some sort of idea of just how much climbing's involved. That's pretty much where we came from. And then on this side, we've got some of the most rugged terrain that you'll see anywhere. Look at that. It's really inhospitable. It's amazing. Yeah, it's just awesome. Spectacular view, well worth the climb, no doubt about that. So I'll start making my way down now. The young Bedouin girl back there spoke impeccable English. She wouldn't have been older than about 15 or 16. She's like, 1 JD. Just take a look, only 1 JD. I give you a good price. Please come and take a look. It's certainly a bit easier going down than up. Probably the biggest obstruction is just all the donkey shit that's everywhere on the path. Just be prepared for that.
Excuse me, please delete the back.
See, look at that. It's incredible. It's one of the many bazaars along the trail. Back walking in this sand. Drew about 2 litres of water already. But has it been worth it? Bloody oath it has. There comes flat ground now, heading sort of back into the up towards the Nebatean Theatre. So I might go and have a bit of a closer look at that. Yeah, no, up and back without incident, that's the main thing. And some pretty awesome photos. Like, the country's just so rugged and beautiful. This is one of the old water ducts. The team people who were quite skillful with controlling the flow of water, living in such a hostile, dry environment. It's the Nebatean Theatre. Imagine all the Nebatean people sitting up there in the grandstand. You've like a stage or platform kind of thing that used to be standing over here. And then you've got the water duct in front of it. Imagine like a Shakespeare play being performed there. Alright, we're almost back at the Treasury. Hopefully there'll be some shade up there where I can just park my ass down for half an hour or so. Wouldn't be too concerned about water and things like that. There's a lot of water for sale along the way. It's only like $1 for a bottle, which is a little bit more expensive than some of the 7-Elevens around the place, but yeah, they do a pretty good job of keeping it cold. So it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is actually a really good time to be here because the sun's passed over and there's not as much glare like in this canyon here, so you're going to get a much better quality photo. And I've just been chilling here at the Treasury for the last hour and a half or so, and the sun's now passed over, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with the quality of some of the photos. But yeah, it's actually a pretty cool place just to hang out too. If you go for a walk and you just need some downtime, you can always come back here and just sit and chill. You can get tea and ice cold water, Coke and that sort of stuff up there. There's some tables and chairs and whatnot. And just have a bit of a kickback and just watch all the other tourists do their thing. But starting to wind down now. I've got to catch the bus back to Amman in a couple of hours. So I'm going to spend the night in Amman and have a bit of a look around the Citadel area. Heading back through the Sikh now, back to town. A little bit sunburnt, covered in dust. Nonetheless, I've just had an epic day. I'm just really stoked to have finally seen it with my own eyes. So, anyway, that's it from Petra, and I hope you found this video informative. And if you have any questions, just feel free to hit me up, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. But until then, thanks again for watching. See you next time.